Okay, in this animation lesson, we're going to be looking at animation presets. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we can see our presets in the panel over here. And if it's not showing, we want to go over here up to View, or I'm sorry, Window, and it should be Effects and Presets right here. Then it'll pop up here in the panel. And the two things I want to look at are backgrounds and text. So the background is just a way that you can create a background without using any sort of graphic or anything. So let's take a look at smoke rising. You know what, first thing I'm going to do, we could probably just drop it right over here, but I'm going to come over here. I'm going to, in my layers, I'm going to right click, new, solid, and I'm just going to change the name to BG for background. It doesn't matter about the color because it's going to change. And that'll set me up a nice little background here, and I'm going to grab my smoke rising and I'm going to drag it onto the layer. And this will give you a bunch of options that you can play around with. And we'll go ahead and make it a little bit lighter with our contrast. Play around with all these different settings if you want. Probably one of these will probably change the direction. I'm just going to rotate it though, just so I don't have to mess around with all the settings to try to figure it out. Oops. Because this is the direction I want mine to go. Put it there. I'm going to grab my selection tool and just kind of make it fit it to the size. Make it a little bit bigger. And if you wanted to, you could animate it. You can see it's already animated. You can change the animation in there if you want. Looks like it actually kind of goes back to the darkness. But that's one way you can create a background. Well, now let's go into our text. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some text. Since we're dealing with smoke, we'll call it smoke. Smoke on the water. Okay. If I wanted to change the color, I could do it here. I'm just going to grab this point here on the bottom left, and I'm going to click and drag. I'm also going to hit the shift to keep it the same size, orientation. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to animate the text, and one of the easiest ways to animate text is to add an animated preset, or one of the presets that we were just looking at. So let's go back over here to our effects and presets, and what we're going to do is we're going to add something from the text. So these are the different options we have. And since it's smoke, I'm probably going to do something with a blur. And I've got these options here for the blurs. Now, one thing about this, though, is I don't know what these look like. So that's what I wanted to go over next. So if you guys go into the my week 5 assignment, it will be right here with the green. This is so you can copy and paste this. Copy, and you can paste it in the browser here, and then hit return, and it will bring you to this page. So it's Motion Island, and this will have a lot of presets here. And I already have this set up, and so this will have the same options that we have over here. So 3D text, animate in, animate out, blurs, So you can see 3D animate in, animate out, blurs, all the different same ones. And then, like I said, we go inside the blurs. These will have the same options as that we have right here. The blur by word, bullet train, evaporate, blur by word, bullet train, evaporate, all the same ones. But here, the reason I want you guys to look at this is because this will give you something if you want your text to kind of match up to maybe what your graphic looks like or what you're trying to do. So this can help you get the feel for how you want it to look. So I kind of like the transporter one. So I'm just going to go move this out, and here's the transporter right here. And I'm just going to click and drag onto that. Now, wherever my cursor here is where it's going to start the animation. So there you can see it starts to animate. Okay. And there you have it. Maybe you can say, maybe I don't want to do it that way. Or maybe that's not quite what I want. Let's hit Command Z. Maybe say I want to start it right over here. And let's go back to the blog. Maybe we'll try bullet train. And we'll go into the bullet train, click, and drag it. And I think you can drag it over here onto the layer or onto the graphic. And so now it should start right at that spot. Yep, and there we have it. So different ways to do it. Now say that looks kind of fast, because there it's almost so quick you can't even see it. So when we click on my layer, hit the U, there I have my keyframes, and this is what the presets do, is they set up the keyframes for you already. So I'm going to just slow it down. So let's make it the whole width of the time. So there, now you can kind of see it as it happens. So now it's not so quick. Okay, so that's animation presets, and you can and you can see that on that was it the motionisland.com blog, where you can kind of see the different options that you can use. And that's the end of this lesson.